along with Danny3883 the Great, taking care of all the tracking. They are 2/3 of the Black Widow Brigade. Thank you for joining us as we hit to White Magic in level 1. Heal 2 in the first slot. Red Mage learnable in Black Magic fast. And Lightning 2 for a sweeper spell, Canuck. It's not great, but at least you got one.
I mean, at least we've got that fast out there. That is something I think both of these runners are very happy to see tonight.
Yeah, I think both these players are hoping that the White Magic is not very good in the first couple of levels.
Move on to the item shop. Are there save items? Well, there's a... Oh, wow. 42 gold for a heal, 53 on the pure. But that's the adamant that's for sale, and it's cheap. 1,600 gold only. That's the vendor item, found already in Canaria.
Well, you know the question's going to come because you've done commentary with me before, Will.
Yeah.
What do you do in this situation? Do you make that provoke a check, or do you go all in on going left?
Yeah, I gotta think that you see what's in the 3 chests that Crab Cake, she's about to find the first of the 3. She finds an opal shield that's very sellable, that should yield you the adamant. At this point, you want to see what the royals give. That's very important, along with a heal pot and only iron armor as well. So I would certainly think sell the opal shield, get the adamant, decide what the royals have, and if it's a crown or something along those lines, I think you gotta turn in that adamant to try to get some sort of progression and move forward. This is the finals. You gotta play to win. You have to, because if you don't, you're only going to get second place, and how many people remember second place?
Okay, can we just point out what Crab Cake did there? She brought exactly 2 cabins, planning to just go in, get those chests, save, and then go for Garland.
Looks like she's just going with Litton too, to drag down Garland. ShadowWalker's just hitting Garland now. I have a feeling he's going to be doing the same strategy.
Crabcakes rescues Princess Sarah. She has a chit-chat with the King of Canaria. It's the royals. The King of Canaria hands over the ship, and Princess Sarah has the floater. What is this, Canuck? You know what this is called?
This is Zoom, Zoom, Zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, never mind anything that we were talking about, a minute ago. We're going to go get the airship, and then things are going to get crazy. Go ahead and give Danny and Lyra a follow, because they're about to get hilariously busy.
Yes, they are. I am here, once again, my name is Will Cleosis. I'm here with actually Team Scrub, is their team name. The Hangry Canuck and Wolt, they are in a team of 2 in the upcoming co-op tournament that really sort of kicks off later on this evening as well with the pairings. Canuck, who does this favor with it being a zoom, zoom, zoom? Is it Crabcakes or is it ShadowWalker?
I'd have to say this one is going to benefit Crabcakes. Her routing is normally on par. Her menuing is phenomenal. I haven't seen anybody menu or route better than her. I think this is what ShadowWalker was not looking for. I think he would have rather a drag-out seed with her instead of a zoom one.
See, I'm not sure that it necessarily does play in Crabcakes' favor. ShadowWalker is well known for his aggressive play style. And bringing that Black Mage along, I have to imagine that he is fully intending to go full aggression. One thing I do also need to point out, though, is neither of these runners is going to complain about that early floater with those Sahags that we're seeing. Lit 2 coming out right away from them.
Yeah, ShadowWalker had to reset. Crabcakes is the first of the Ryukun Desert. She is in the air before the 4-minute mark. She's headed to the old Crescent Lake, the Truffle Towns. She finds Melmond. She's not going to check the NPC in Melmond for the objective NPC shuffle. That's interesting. Also, Crabcakes did buy the Adamant. She did sell the Opal Shield, so we certainly thank her for that. Or certainly thank Triton for that, excuse me. Pointing out behind the scenes, Triton GL, thank you. And Crabcakes head to Sarda. Sarda is going to hand over the required rod.
Is this even randomized?
I don't think so.
But yeah,
that early rod is actually going to open up some serious routing questions now.
Yeah, because we didn't have those before. But no, I mean, it is one of those things. That Earth Cave play is now absolutely on the table. But to speak to something you said a moment ago, Will, I think Crabcakes didn't bother to check the NPC because it's not going to matter until she has something to hand over to NPCs. And at that point, she can check all 3 NPC spots. So she may be thinking, well, I'll just wait until I have 2 of the 3 and then start doing those checks, because until then, it's not going to matter.
ShadowWalker bangs into Sarda's home. He's almost like he knows the rod is coming. He's going to pick up his rod from Sarda. Crabcakes obviously passed on the objective NPC in Melmon. ShadowWalker did check it. It is the elf doctor, or the elf nurse, that requires the herb to potentially wake up the prince. So we do know that the elf doctor is on vacation in Melmond.
Now, Crabcakes didn't buy the adamant, and she went and checked the dwarf chest, so that's a little bit of an interesting routing for her.
Yeah, but ShadowWalker is, I believe, going to give us our glimpse of what Smithy McBeardsmith's son has in store, and it's the loot.
Hooray! Give it to us again, ShadowWalker. Okay. We'll see if Crabcakes will do it as well. And that was the required loot from the Adamant turn-in, so not quite progression, but certainly required. And the new Lafane is located in the old Melmon town.
That black shirt is going to be one help for the early game. Especially with only a Lightning 2 as a sweeper spell. That's going to give your fighter something to do now.
Yeah. Now, if we find an Oxyale here in the next little bit, I mean, y'all know what I like to see.
Something to keep in mind. We've not seen the new Provoca quite yet, as we find out that... Here's the NPC on the right side of your screen from ShadowWalker. Dr. Oon is in Elfland Castle. We've not seen the town of Provoca quite yet. It's very possible that could be... well, they can still get there, actually. They may have to sail there by ship to potentially get a canoe. So we have to keep that canoe in mind at this point in time. As ShadowWalker starts his magic shopping. That's Nuke! Nuke is at level 3 black magic in the new Elfland at the 7-minute mark.
Saber is at level 3 too. Now, I don't know if either of these... Oh! Ruse is Night Learnable. It was in the 3rd slot at level 3, and I believe that is a Night Learnable position.
It is. There's Lightning 3 and Temper as well. Temper in level 4 magic.
Okay, so we have Saber at level 3, Fast at level 1, Temper at level 4. Well, that almost sounds to me like this is the best case scenario for 2 Forced Thieves.
It basically is, especially with Nuke at level 3, as Crabcakes picks up her loot, and ShadowWalker has found the level 2 magic. Is there an Ice 3 or maybe a Life something? Let's see what's in the black magic. It's Warp. That's pretty good too.
Warp and Quack. That is... This is... Let's see what level 2 white magic is, and... Exit.
Exit and Lamp. I think Lamp was in there as well.
It was. And the Power Bonk is at Matoya. Okay. I hope that y'all weren't hoping for a knockdown, drag-out final here, because, yeah, that's not happening.
Not unless... Maz Moon now, and you're good to go.
Yeah, unless this Topher is... Did Shadow just wait through everyone's, turn?
He did. He's got the thieves up top. Canuck talked about it in the pregame fans. He might let go of both of those thieves. One for sure. I can see that coming as he gets up to level 4. And Crabcakes finds out the information about the Nuke at level 3. She'll also find the Temper and the Lightning 3 at level 4 black magic. And what was that from Vicky?
That was a ribbon. We
Okay.
I take back my previous comment. We are going to be doing a little bit of digging.
But now, with all these spells that are ninja learnable, it's almost beneficial to leave a ninja alive.
Oh, it's absolutely beneficial, and that's life at level 4. I missed that before, so... This seed has given them basically the best magic spread it possibly could have.
Who rolled this?
This is Zardia production, if I'm not
Well,
mistaken.
Sardia is fired.
Either that, or all the hidden fun stuff is ahead.
Topher could be a real slog.
ShadowWalker picks up his black shirt from the Cardia Islands. Crabcakes was going to use it, but instead she's going to use Lightning 2. She's going to pick up her ribbon from Vicky.
Yeah, Lord Fizzlebeef down in chat, pointing out that this is a seed where that black mage that ShadowWalker's taken may be a detriment more than a help, really.
Well, I don't know. You got the black shirt. You got Nuke. I mean, you got some good sweeper spells. I mean, I can't see the black mage really weighing you down.
I mean, compared to a red mage, though?
Well, we all know red mages are the best. Best mage.
Yeah, about the only place I can see the black mage really coming into play is he's going to get some more level 3 and 4 shots earlier than the red mage. And that may come into play depending on how everything else kind of shakes out. But Crabcakes is done circling the Earth and checking out all of the towns that you want to check out. She's heading into Volcano.
Yeah, she didn't do this in her last match. She entered here last and really just kind of blitzed through it. Is it definitely a different strategy from what CC showed last time? Perhaps this is a play on ShadowWalker. She picks up 44,000 gold. That's a great chest. And she's headed towards the armory as well. And ShadowWalker is headed to Matoya's. He's going to get his power gauntlet.
I mean, with Warp, this armory check is pretty quick, and you can get out if you find anything good. It doesn't look like either of them are too interested in danning their thieves just yet.
I mean, they haven't exactly tucked the thieves into safety, but it may just be a matter of, like, whichever one dies first stays damned.
ShadowWalker picks up the information of the new Lefane in the old Melmond as Crabcakes starts to hone in on the armory area. ShadowWalker's returning to Canaria to do some... Oh, not at the inn. He is going to stop at the inn. It's not shopping. Let's see if he heads towards the volcano. He is not. He is going towards Earth Cave, potentially.
Yeah, this looks like... Yeah, this is an Earth Cave play. Yep. It's gotta be.
A wizard staff picked up from Crabcakes makes taking out Carrie even more viable this early. And ShadowWalker has entered the Earth Cave, and he's starting the check of the first floor.
So, to answer the question of when are one of these thieves going to die, the answer is when the Grey Worm breaks out Cremate.
And Squind.
This could be just an information dive for CC. She may rip apart the armory here, get it. If she likes what she has found, she might just leave. But if she doesn't, she might just hit the button. And she hasn't found much except for a Bane Sword and a Wizard Staff. And she's going to try to walk this out for now.
I don't hate the play. Now, Will, you are an advocate of studying opponents and trying to kind of, you know, figure out what their plays are likely to be and metagame them a little bit. Are you seeing that on both runners' side right now with the decisions they're making?
I am. I know ShadowWalker wanted to do Earth Cave early. He's talked about it from time to time. I didn't see him checking chests, though. I saw ShadowWalker as more of trying to go mode it, and that information is out there. That could be why he's checking chests. But Crabcakes, as we talked about just a minute ago, did not do the volcano last game until like an hour and 15 minutes in, and I think that that's an adjustment based upon who it is that she is playing. I do believe so, yes. And sometimes you can't just play your own game. This is the finals. These two will. This tournament is over in about 90 minutes or so, somewhere in that area, give or take. And you have got to play to win. And if you're not playing your opponent as well as your own game, that could be a tragic mistake.
Yeah, that Bane Sword is also going to come in handy for some early levels.
Yeah, speaking of early levels, this is a play we have not seen a lot in this tournament, this trip to the Hall of Giants. I'm not entirely sure what made ShadowWalker think to do this.
He's trying to take out the thieves. He wants to get down to this two-man right here. Once he's out of this fight, he'll get out of here, and I do believe it will be an excellent adventure, potentially, for Bill and Ted.
I can't even, like, deadpan really that one, Will. Oh, is Crabcake's doing what I think she's doing?
I don't think so.
Okay. It looked like for a moment there she may have been fishing for fights in Melman, but I think that was just burning off the encounter so before she bothers going anywhere. Now, one thing that's really interesting about the airship is it does give you that kind of comfort with, you know, being able to kind of make these trips back to town after doing stuff. I think the question that I'm kind of wondering is this match going to kind of come down to who makes less trips back to town?
It very well could be, given the fast nature and the strong spell selection. As ShadowWalker did head back to Canaria, and he revived his Black Mage. It will be an excellent adventure, potentially, for ShadowWalkers, Bill and Ted. Crabcakes brings back only the Red Mage! She's doing 2 Light Warriors! Look at that!
Oh, okay. I take back what I said about this being a cakewalk. This is going to be a bare-fisted brawl. Both runners looking like they're going to go 2-man strats.
2-man strats are going to be interesting.
CC has re-entered the Gurgu Volcano. ShadowWalker's done at the 16-minute mark. Let's see where he goes. Is it back to Earth Cave?
He's going back to Earth Cave.
Okay. CC closing in on the hairpin chest. ShadowWalker's going to dig a little bit deeper. If CC doesn't find anything that she likes, she will more than likely reset and then go back in and potentially dig deeper with that wizard staff available, as well as the nuke. ShadowWalker continues to check chests. He gets bat blocked real quick. Picks up a soft potion, a couple bucks, and just a couple more bucks.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think both runners are already thinking, Vicky gave me a ribbon. There's at least one loose item that I care about, potentially. I believe, you know, it is still possible loose items could be something like ruby, opal, bracelet, and tail. But the odds are now a lot shorter already, having seen that ribbon in incentive location.
With the point in the chat, Ikben Maya, one of the greats and one of the legends of Final Fantasy Randomizer, and one of my personal idols, gifting subscriptions here live on Speed Gaming. Thank you very much for your generosity. We certainly thank you from Final Fantasy Randomizer and from Speed Gaming as well as representatives of them. Thank you, Maya.
Absolutely. ShadowWalker, meanwhile, cleaning out some wolves as he is checking. Now, we'll see if he goes to check the most annoying chest in Earth Cave. I will be surprised if he does. I think he already skipped the 3 bottom chests on the 2nd floor, so he may just be hitting easy chests in Earth Cave and counting on nothing he cares about being in those more annoying spots.
Canuck, this one on the right side that ShadowWalker is skipping, do you usually check that one, or do you usually skip that one?
I've been guilty of skipping that one, and it's been guilty of biting me from skipping it. But the way I see it, it's one chest. It's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, hang your hat on it. If something's there, something's there.
Yeah, Crabcake's showing more willingness to hop into these trap tiles. Now, I do think we're going to see ShadowWalker check the 3 chests on Earth 4 that are... Oh, hey, there's a Sun Sword. That are on the way toward Lich. I mean, in this scenario, for Crabcakes especially, that Sun Sword's huge. That's extra melee offensive firepower for her, especially rocking this Red Mage fighter situation.
Another light axe as well. That would be quite handy if ShadowWalker had it right now and could use it, as he's getting hammered by some of the undead. He's already lost Bill. Bill's gone. ShadowWalker running into a little bit of turbulence. He just can't get away, but he's able to use that first light axe that was found on the Cardia Islands. As CC continues to dig deeper in the Gurgu Volcano. She got fast. She got the Sun Sword that Wolf just talked about, the Power Gauntlet. This is a very viable play to go after Carrie and potentially like the first orb.
Absolutely. Shadow moving that ribbon over. Now, with the solo fighter, I'm about to take back what I was just saying. I think he may check the 4 chests, or the 5 chests, on the north side of Earth 4, but otherwise, if he's going to keep going, he's going straight for Lich.
It's going to take a lot of time. There's Grey Wolves, they've got Cremate. There's Squint, another Cremate. ShadowWalker, if he's going to reset, he should probably do it now. It's going to cost him a lot of time if he's going to go through here and solo this. Risk versus reward, I'm not quite sure about this, Canuck. I would consider resetting here.
I mean, he's got the fighter. I think you're in for a penny, in for a pound right now. I mean, you're already this deep. You have no way out. It's either walk out, which is probably going to take the same time as it would to get the Lich and give her a shot.
Fans, he is the Hangry Canuck. He is 100% pure Canadian, and he is ours. He is one half of Team Scrub, as Agamas have Toxic, and his partner, the fan favorite, he is also here with us. He is Wout. 3 gentlemen here, 2 gentlemen alongside myself, that an honor and a pleasure to be here, to call this final match, to be here, and bring you fans this great show, because without you guys, we cannot do this. Whether you're live right here on Twitch, on Speed Gaming, twitch.tv/Speed Gaming, or later on over on Speed Gaming and their YouTube channel. We see you there as well, and we thank you.
Yeah, now I will point out, Crab Cakes, basically in the same boat as ShadowWalker, going after a Fiend, only has a fighter up, and I think they're about the same level.
We have a question in chat from Myself Plays and a bunch of numbers after it. Is the Pro Cape like the Pro Ring? It is, actually. But it is it goes in the shield slot, which is really the only thing your mages can put in that slot.
Yeah, it also does not offer any death protection like the Pro Ring does, so it's just a very fancy defensive item, as folks in chat are pointing out, but it's not something you're going to complain about when you're in the situation these runners are in, where it is a meat shield and then a soft target.
So we're going to have 2 solo Fiend fights coming up here.
Here we go. Crabcakes pulls Carrie 1, trying to light her first orb at the 21-minute mark. Carrie unloads for 7 hits into Hans. Only hit for 100 damage. Another 7 hits for 150. Hans is down to 70 HP, and Crabcakes is in trouble. She's swinging that Sun Sword for 142. Carrie takes out Crabcakes. Crabcakes perishes in the volcano.
And Crabcakes is not going back in right now. So, ShadowWalker, if he can manage to drop Lich here, is going to be to an early orb advantage. And that last time, getting an early orb advantage, well, I don't think it was quite early, but getting an orb advantage gave ShadowWalker the ability to go the distance. And he is making a liar out of me. He's going to go check these 3 chests.
I mean, ShadowWalker's got the light axe, he's got the black shirt, he's got the tools to take down Carrie. Or Lich, sorry.
Well, when you're in a match of this type of caliber, against this type of caliber player, and you're up against it, no matter who you are, you're playing someone that good. And if you perish to Carrie in a fast game like this, with the magic and all the items there, how nervous are you, and how much did your heart rate just jump?
Okay, those are 2 different questions, Will, because you're asking how I would feel versus how Crabcakes would feel, because I would be utterly and completely tilted. Crabcakes is not me. I will observe, she has made a couple of mental errors so far. I saw her poke her head back into Old Melman, now Lefane, after she'd already checked it. But I think, at the end of the day, Crabcakes is still going to play her game, and she's going to play it extremely well. She knows ShadowWalker's good, but she knows this seed also is going to punish him as badly as it's going to punish her. So, I don't think that's necessarily going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, but we're going to see how Earth Cave winds up treating Crabcakes, and that might be the decisive factor.
Now, we believe the floor that Crabcakes is on right now, the bottom 3 chests were skipped by ShadowWalker. We'll see if CC goes that way, as ShadowWalker is now closing in on his first Fiend. He's going to try to light his first orb. He's almost to the floor, but he's running into some wizards. He spent a lot of time in here with just Ted as a solo, so he certainly hopes this pays off.
Well, right now, if he wipes the Lich, it's going to be he's got to really figure he's going to be in trouble. But I don't think Lich hits as hard as Carrie, so I really can't see ShadowWalker having a hard time unless Lich has something like Blizzard or something, but he's got a ribbon. I can see this fight going very well for ShadowWalker.
Is he swinging the light axe, Walt? Is that his
yeah, I don't think he's picked up anything better. I think that he mostly found money and I think like a cabin and a heal potion here on Earth 4. So the main thing he's got at this point is experience on that fighter, and that experience is probably the main reason he is making this push that he is. Because, you know, those 2-man strats benefit very heavily from that fighter having, yeah.
There is so much going on in the crowd that just continues to grow here. We'd like to thank Fate K, one of our 2 Fates that join us here during our shows, gifting more subs. Ikbin Maya continues to gift the subscriptions here to Speed Gaming. Thank you.
Looks like we're about to get our first look at Lich here. We'll see if there's anything bad on the table.
Yeah, nah, it's one of those things. Lich usually isn't meriting respect, but in a situation like this, Lich can very easily wind up demanding respect.
Well, like I said, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's see it.
Crabcakes is closing in on Lich. ShadowWalker pulls Lich. Goes directly to the Power Gauntlet. Lich only gets 1 hit in for 23 damage. Another Power Gauntlet for the Panther. Only 18 damage this time from Lich. 89 after a critical. ShadowWalker starts to swing it. Wow, 431 from the Light Axe. ShadowWalker dispatches the Lich. He's got our first orb at the 26-minute mark. Crabcake's closing in on, she's still on the 2nd floor of Earth Cave of what ShadowWalker skipped.
Yeah, it looks like she checked a couple of chests on... Oh, no!
You gotta be kidding me!
Oh, no!
No! Oh.
Uh-oh!
For those of you who...
Where are you in your soundboard?
Yeah, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with Final Fantasy I, who are joining us for the first time, or who, have only caught a couple of our shows and aren't up on everything, that was the chime loose in those chests that ShadowWalker skipped on Earth 2. The chime is a required item. You need it in order to enter the Mirage Tower, which is one of the required dungeons in order to access the final dungeon of the game. Crabcake's finding that chime means she can go into Mirage. ShadowWalker is extremely unlikely to go back and check those chests for a very, very long time.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the crowd that, again, continues to grow. Eternal Tomato. With Evil J. McNasty is with us live. I see the mad scientist Shalasia. He's blaming Manochi on that one. Of course, Ali, Jurbrat, Kiwi Maniac, Palumbium. We see you, Micaiah, as well. Thank you for joining us live right here on Speed Gaming. It's Final Fantasy Randomizer. It's the last game of the season. Winner take all. Game 3. This is going to decide it. We're going to crown a new champion tonight.
Now, I'm seeing a lot of speculation in chat, and I just want to point this out. This is not an automatic loss for ShadowWalker. There is a lot of game left to play. There's a lot of things that can go wrong for CC. There's a lot of things that can go right for ShadowWalker. This is by no means over. It does give Crabcakes a massive advantage here. Just because the time that ShadowWalker is going to spend trying to hunt down that chime is time that Crabcakes can gain on him. But that is not a decisive blow by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, and right now the best case that could happen for ShadowWalker would be if that Oxyale is behind the chime.
Right, if that Oxyale's behind the chime, then it would be potentially loose, and that would push ShadowWalker sooner back to the place that he skipped, as he is now class change and class promoted. He picked up the tail from the not-so-circle of sages. He revives his ninja. He's getting spells. Lamp!
That's right. He picked up a, whatchamacallit? A katana.
He's got a katana.
On Earth 4, that's right.
Best weapon a ninja can use. I mean, he's got a fire shield. He's already an ice shield. Best shield ninja can use. Ninja can get fast. Ninja can get temper. Why wouldn't you bring one back? He's just as viable as a fighter.
ShadowWalker is not going... He's going to get more spells.
Yeah, I think for ShadowWalker, that bogus journey through Earth Cave also is probably making him stop and think, you know what? I need someone to help take hits for this Black Mage.
Well, if you get fast and a couple of tempers on a katana, it's probably going to hit better than the Vorpal.
Katana has better base damage. It's actually quite much better, almost considerably much better. They're very similar weapons. Different characters can equip it, but the katana with a much higher base damage, I dare say, in the hands of a ninja would be Almost better than the Game Changer at this point.
Well, I wouldn't say it'd be better than the Game Changer if the Game Changer's in the fighter's hands. But at least this way here, if your fighter goes down and you're in a bad fight, say Tiamat 2 or something, that ninja can pull you through till you can revive that fighter. Like, it's a smart play to bring a ninja back when you got all this gear and spells from.
As ShadowWalker continues his shopping, Crabcakes is going to pick up her katana. Whoa, do you want to tell the fans about crit rate as far as the katana and the Vorpal go?
It's the same. So one of the changes that the devs made was first to fix how the game recognizes weapon stats. In vanilla, your crit rate on your weapon is based on that weapon's item index. In the randomizer, when you have weapon fixes on, the crit rate is based on intended crit rate, which is, I believe, generally doubled for most, well, at least for the katana and the Vorpal. I believe normally it's supposed to be 30%, they're now 60%. The katana also has better hit and damage statistics. The biggest complication is it's only thief usable, ninja usable, and the ninja does not have the best attack stats by default. So what you wind up with is what Canuck was saying. A fighter with a Vorpal is better than a ninja with a katana, but the flip side to it is, in the case of these runners, a katana in the hand is worth a Vorpal in a chest.
ShadowWalker has entered the incentivized ice cave. He's got that ninja back. Ninja definitely has probably the greatest pajamas, I would certainly think, in Final Fantasy, and in Final Fantasy Randomizer. He's on the second floor, he's closing in. I do believe he's got warp charges on Ted. He may do the warp trick to potentially get the incentivized item, as Crabcakes is closing in on Lich, trying to light her first orb.
I can't see Crabcakes having a problem here.
Thank you to Caleb. Thank you to Maya again, gifting all these subscriptions here live on Speed Gaming for Twitch to their channel, as a ShadowWalker picks up the crystal in the incentivized Ice Cave location, along with a Pro Ring. Pro Ring, the best hand armor in the game, equipable by any Light Warrior. It uses the hand armor slot. When equipped on a Light Warrior, it provides immunity to the Death Elemental attack. That is a rub and Codex for spells, squint, and toxic for the skills from the enemies. Crabcake's taking on Lich. Lich is gone. 32 minutes, 45 seconds. Crabcakes now has the Circle of Sages item available to her. We know that it's the tail. We know that she was probably certainly like that very much. We'll see if she goes there soon. And ShadowWalker's going to continue to clear, more than likely, the Ice Cave. We know that Crabcakes has... she's got a pretty big lead. Won't, the possession of that chime and the knowledge of where it is, based upon ShadowWalker's routing, really gives a big advantage.
Yeah, not just the chime, but also knowing the contents of Volcano. ShadowWalker's still going to need to go dig all of that out. And she knows which chests are of value to her and which chests aren't. And so, yeah, I can't imagine that Crabcakes is going to take very long to go after Carrie once she, you know, picks up that tail and has a little more firepower under her belt. Now, one thing she may be looking for, too, is the cube. She's got a lot of nukes that she can be hurling around. She's got plenty of decent tools at her disposal. It's not out of question she could make a Sky Cave play fairly early, relatively speaking, and get the level she needs for that required war mech.
Well, that's the cat out of the bag. In case you haven't joined us, in case you're new to the game, war mech will be required in the Sky Cave, as Wout says it. And we'll have a special guest when that comes up here live on Speed Gaming. I know he's licking his chops and can't wait to get in here.
See, I didn't let that part out of the bag, Will. Besides, this is game 3 of 3. If you don't know that the required war mech is at this point, you need to go back and watch the first 2 games anyway.
Yeah, where have they been, right?
Exactly.
We got Will Cleosis here, the smooth talker himself, joined by Team Scrub, the fan favorite Wout, and 100% Canadian Hangry Canuck. We are live on Speed Gaming, and this is great. Tonight, we will crown a champion. We were all in this tournament, we were all eliminated, and these are the last 2 left standing.
It's been a wild ride so far, and I think this last match is just going to be the icing on the cake.
So those are a couple of good pickups that ShadowWalker just found in Frostwolf Room. That was a defense and an ice armor. So
and the defense sword is equipable by the fighter now with the class change.
Yeah, and that's the best sword that ShadowWalker's seen so far for that night. Not the sword you necessarily want to take into endgame, but the best sword that he's seen so far.
It's a sword I'd feel comfortable going into endgame with.
Yeah, like, it's on the lower end, though. It hits a little bit... Oh!
Loose ruby! That's gonna be one chilled ruby for that Titan to try to chew through this time.
It's our second loose item that we found. There are 3 out there that we know of. Could be 4, probably not. Cross that bridge, win it if we get to it. But that's 1 for ShadowWalker, 1 for CC. ShadowWalker's is more than likely not required. CC is about to use her required chime. She burns off an encounter and she enters the Mirage Tower at the 36-minute mark. Without the cube, Wout.
We do have a question in chat from Exoas19. What does the silver bracelet do? The silver bracelet is basically just a defense item. It counts as an armor. I think it gives you like 15 absorb.
15,
There's no
it's...
properties behind it.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the same as chain armor.
No, I think chain gives you 18.
Okay, it's almost the same as chain armor. Anyway, I think that with Crabcakes' move here, I think she's looking for items, and she's looking to possibly take a couple of fights, get some experience under her belt before she goes back to face down that carry.
But now, if you find the cube, per se, do you dig deeper? Or would you come back later? What would you do, Will? If you found the cube right now in this less than greater than room, would you keep going?
No. I would have already perished to carry once, and up against that type of caliber of competition that is ShadowWalker, I couldn't afford to perish again. And that would be if we found it. We did not. Crabcakes is going to leave here using the warp skill, the exit spell, and no sign of the Oxyale yet. So we can't go to the Sea Shrine. I don't know if it's back to Volcano. I would think Ice Cave on the table as well. So is Castle of Ordeal.
Yeah, I mean, they have everything. Well,
Castle of Ordeal is not on the table.
There's no canoe yet.
Oh, no canoe. That's right. Okay, excuse me.
We're missing a canoe, so Waterfall's out. On-rack would be out, unless you want to sail there with the boat. And Ordeals you can't get to. So, I think they're looking at that canoe. If that canoe is loose, this could, and ShadowWalker finds it first, that could pull him back in the game.
It could. I don't believe ShadowWalker has turned in the crystal at this point. Danny? Lyra? I don't think he has.
Y'all, here's a thought. We've seen what's in Volcano. We've seen what's in Ice Cave. We've not checked Titan yet. We can't get to Ordeals. We can't get to Waterfall. Crabcakes just dug out Mirage. We can't get into Sea Shrine. There's one chest neither runner opened in Earth Cave. Is there anywhere I'm forgetting about?
No.
Like, unless progression is in the Titan's Cave, the worst chest in Earth Cave is where our progression's hiding at this point, I'm pretty sure.
There is Marsh on the table. Chad is pointing out.
Yeah.
You could do Marsh.
Yeah.
Warp on the table as well. That is a very viable play at this point. Crabcakes headed back to the new Elfland, picked up Nuke.
But now,
Ninja.
We all know Crabcake is anti-Marsh. And ShadowWalker knows this. And right now he's looking for that progression. Would you take the chance, head for Marsh next, and be like, CC's not doing this. If the canoe is there, that could be a big advantage.
Could be. I've got a feeling it's the crystal turn-in. Crabcakes is entering right now the Ice Cave. She will pick up her second loose item should she be able to maneuver through here. It is the ruby that's loose, and the incentivized item is the crystal.
Yeah, I guess I did forget that we haven't turned in the crystal yet. So, there is still that possibility that tiny possibility, but if you want to see ShadowWalker get back in this, you got to be hoping that the crystal is not hiding progression right now.
Yeah, that's kind of like the Canuck. You were talking about that type of scenario, and I would think the best case scenario at this point would more than likely be that crystal turns into probably the cube, so it still requires the chime. Is that similar to what you said earlier?
Yeah, that's kind of similar. That would be the best case scenario for ShadowWalker. If Crabcakes gets the ruby and the crystal and goes and checks first, and the canoe is there, I have a feeling that's the match. That's the tournament right there. But then again, we still need the key. We still don't know. Topher Kraken could hit for 50 hits, 4,000. You never know. It's not over till that dot done is done.
Oh, absolutely. All it would take is Kraken 2 showing nuke to Crabcakes like twice to put ShadowWalker back in this.
And I mean, on two-man strats, I mean, no white mage, you're not going to have any big healing spells. You're not going to have Cure 4, nothing like that. A couple of nukes, no way to heal. You're going down, son. And I mean down.
Thank you to Super Luigi in chat. He's now joined in on the subscription gifting. Thank you so much, Luigi. We call him the Beast. Here in Final Fantasy Randomizer, we appreciate and thank you for everything that you do to help bring us these great broadcasts. As ShadowWalker, now he's down to essentially one more chest. He's down to a ninja that's asleep. He's lost Bill. So he's down to 2 warriors. I don't know.
I mean, I have to assume that he expected to lose Bill. Just because Bill's a black mage, you expect to lose a black mage. Constantly.
Cupcake's closing in. She's going to find that ice armor and the defense sword in these lower 6 chests guarded by the Frost Wolf. And the Frost Wolf
I think carry is perfectly doable in this situation for ShadowWalker at the moment. Because he bought all the spells for the ninja, so he could fast. He can temper that. He can temper that knight. The power bonk. I mean, as long as carry doesn't take too many shots in a row at Ted, I believe he can make this happen.
Absolutely. That defense is going to take a lot of bite out of carry. Especially if ShadowWalker can get a couple of shots off. His knight is also much better equipped in terms of both gear and levels than Crabcakes' was. So, this should be a second orb for ShadowWalker.
Yet we still come back to that loose chime.
Yeah, no, this next few minutes is going to be crucial for ShadowWalker. He needs a seed to block his path, is what it boils down to where he needs to go back to Earth, or feels like he needs to go back to Earth. Loose Chime was the South 3 chests on Earth 2. To answer the question in chat.
Reminder that Ruse is available for a knight who's knight learnable. Life was not. Life was in level 4. ShadowWalker's taking a couple extra fights here on the Red Dragon. He sees that the Red Dragon's pretty weak. He's one-rounding it with the katana. And I believe it's the defense sword that he's wielding.
I like this play. At this point, you have to realize that you need that ninja. Your black mage is just not going to survive long enough to be able to give as much help as you need.
It's actually the sun sword that he's using, it looks like. He switched it over. Thank you to Lyra for pointing that out to us.
You could almost two-man this with the fighter ninja. Because the black mage really isn't using any spells that the ninja can't.
Okay.
You don't really have any good white magic anyway.
Sorry to cut you off. Crabcake's just turned into the crystal, it turned into the bottle. Gaia, I believe, is... Gaia is either Onrak or Lefane.
Yeah. So
this may be the break ShadowWalker needed.
Yeah, She's going to turn in the ruby first. She saves outside, burns off the encounter. She's going to run all the way to these 4 chests. She doesn't like it. She's going to hit the reset button. Then more than likely, she's going to head to the original Tunnel of Fane. If that is not Gaia, she will take her airship, and she's going to park more than likely at the Ryukon Desert and have to sail there, potentially.
Yeah, and at that point, that gives ShadowWalker a chance to get back in this game. He's not going to go to on-rack when he still has loose chests on the table.
But now, here's the big question. Is ShadowWalker going to go to Marsh before he redives Earth if he gets blocked by progression?
Yeah, that is definitely the question.
It's on-rack. The Fane is on-rack. Okay, this is the scenario that we just talked about. She's going to reset, head back to her airship, and I believe that she's going to go towards the Ryukon Desert. It's just a little bit north, and have to sail. She is! In the finals at the 46-minute mark, Crabcakes is sailing the high seas after getting the airship at the 4-minute mark.
I don't think we've ever seen this before.
We've seen it a couple of times, I think, but this is the break ShadowWalker needed. He needs to go back to Oh!
Just
Darn it, Shadow!
He thought about it. He's going to Marsh. He is going to Marsh. He knows Crabcakes will not go to Marsh. Believe me, I told him. That's how he knows in our studies of Crabcakes. He's going to make this play. Could there be something in here? Is it a slab, maybe? You know, who knows? Is it a loose canoe? ShadowWalker's making a play that he feels that he needs to do, but it's not the one that he has to do.
Okay, I think the best case scenario for ShadowWalker here is the Cheerio is at the required location in Marsh, and either Maza or some other high-tier item is buried down here. Maza, Excal, Vorpal, something that you definitely want for the end game on your night, but is not necessarily something you're going to go, well, I'm going to dig until I find it.
Crabcakes has the bottle in her hand. She's going to pop it right now. There's a tiny fairy, and the tiny fairy hands over the required mystic key. That opens up the Marsh Cave and its incentive-locked area, as well as a whole ton of chests. Could the canoe be in the locked Marsh Cave? Could this sail have been required?
Well, we're going to find out, because Crabcakes is going to probably clear out most of the chests that aren't in Marsh Cave, and then she's probably going to dive Marsh. She knows that her progression has to be down here.
So if that canoe is behind the key-locked Marsh, ShadowWalker is just going to fall so much further behind at the moment.
Crabcake's taking the long way. Somewhere. Actually, she wanted to sail the high seas, wanted to hear the music. As ShadowWalker, what was that?
Ribbon.
Ribbon. That's a loose ribbon in the old wizard chest. He walked away so fast, that's a second ribbon for ShadowWalker. The other one was incentivized. Cece's back in her airship, headed directly towards the Marsh Cave. That's where ShadowWalker is.
I mean, she's also probably checking all of the key chests, because they're all over here.
So unless the canoe is loose here, ShadowWalker's in big trouble.
Crabcakes quickly resets, and she's headed towards the incentivized Mystic Key-locked Marsh Cave. ShadowWalker has now cleared out the Marsh Cave. That scenario did not pop for ShadowWalker to benefit him. He has got to go back to the Earth Cave and the 3 chests that he skipped.
I mean, here's the thing. On the one hand, he knows that... on the one... Shadow, where are you going?
Did he forget about the crystal?
He may have forgot... Oh, yeah. He might be going to go turn that crystal.
He forgot about it. Now he
I've
remembers.
done that.
Well, yeah.
No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. He forgot. Okay. He didn't forget. It's all over. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for showing up for tennis with Will Cleosis today.
ShadowWalker closing it on turning in his crystal, which will hand over, of course, the bottle. And then ShadowWalker's going to have to put all those pieces together. And he's going to have to jump in the boat and sail the high seas again. We have done it before. We have discussed that he is aware of that possibility. He just would have to put the pieces together. As Crabcakes closes in on the potential canoe, we think.
I mean, this is
slab,
canoe or crown.
Yep.
So, let the quest chain begin.
It's the crown.
Crabcakes is going to return the crown to the kindly old king of Northwest Castle. There's his pet bats. Oh, the kindly old king handed over the herb, bro. Look at that. That's not the kindly old king.
Indeed, it looks like it was the Dark Elf Astos, renowned for his incredibly large number of ranks in the disguise proficiency.
Really? It was the Dark Elf all along. Crabcakes wrote this very well. She's going to be able to check the 3 key lock chest here as well. As ShadowWalker has put the pieces together, he is sailing the high seas on his way to the new Gaia, which will yield him his mystic key.
Now, if this fetch quest doesn't lead to anything, which is kinda unlikely, but could happen, if instead progression is a loose item in one of those keylock chests Crabcakes hasn't opened yet, Shadow could at least manage to even things up a little bit if he checks the keylock chest before going back into Marsh.
Crabcakes goes to the new Melmond. He's able to route in checking some level 5 magic and getting it, which is Ice 3. It was promotion locked to the red wizard that she has now. She can also get Cure if she wants it. But the objective NPC shuffle, she uses the herb to the Elf Doctor. She will now head back towards Elfland Castle and talk to the prince.
And Brack is at level 8. So I think we're not gonna see any Brack strats tonight.
ShadowWalker picks up his mystic key. Crabcakes has the slab. Crabcakes turns to her right and translates the slab with Dr. Oon.
Well, the good news is she knows where Lefane is. Also, shoutouts to Dr. Oon for showing extreme restraint. He could have just peeled that slab out of the Elf Prince's sleeping hands at any time, and he was a man of honor and dignity.
Evasion spell Invis 2 at level 6, now learned by Crabcakes. Great routing. And ShadowWalker is back in his boat. More than likely, he will head back towards the Marsh Cave, which he just cleared. He's got to be kicking himself. He can't feel very good about that. Crabcakes is headed towards Lefane with her newly translated slab. Is this potentially the cube? Is this potentially the Oxy Ale?
Gotta be the canoe.
It's the canoe.
Nice call there, Hangry Canuck.
The hangry Canuck.
Crabcakes heads directly north to head towards the waterfall area and the old Onrak town.
Look, if the runners aren't going to suffer here, I have to make the viewers suffer, alright?
Hey, they haven't got the Topher yet. There's still suffering that could happen.
Will this be the revenge of the Death Touch Gurmedusas? Find out next time.
Hey, whoa.
Find out next time on Final Fantasy Z.
Ooh, with our luck, Kraken will have Death Touch. He hits like 80 trucks anyway, so.
You know, that's something we haven't really had a chance to see or really even talk about. We haven't seen much. Agam has had Toxic.
The Trolls,
Lightning too.
Trolls had Thunder and Trolls had Blizzard, so Trolls would have been dangerous early game had you run against them.
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen a lot. That could pose something for some later game enemies. Lobsters, sea snakes, something along those lines.
I just want to see Topher be a total slog.
Once again, thank you to our trackers behind the scenes. It really revolutionized our entire broadcast system for this spring tournament. Lyra, SRL, Super Luigi, you're out there in the crowd and crowd control. Thank you very much for everything you did. And everything that Danny3883 has done, Woke. She's been absolutely amazing. You trained her.
I cannot take credit for Danny.
Oh,
like,
no.
she is a monster unto herself.
I'm pretty sure the robot was planning to blow up the waterfall.
I mean,
So?
let's
You
be
have a
honest.
TNT?
Let's be honest here. Would anything of value have been lost if he'd blown up the waterfall?
Hey, robots are people too.
I'm not saying if the robot had blown himself up
lives
blowing up the
matter.
waterfall. I'm saying the waterfall... What's it do for anyone? It lets water experience gravity for a few moments.
Hey,
Water
it could have
seeks its own
flooded the
level.
poor town below.
They got a nice hotel down there.
And we got crab cakes heading for ordeals. The last
ShadowWalker.
incentivized place we have to check.
ShadowWalker, meanwhile, continuing to follow this fetch quest chain.
We're still missing the required oxyale and the required cube. Also,
Question
the opal
for
bracelet.
both of ya. When do you think ShadowWalker's gonna go back to Earth?
When he has exhausted all other options.
Yeah.
Like, the good news is he won't be full clearing sky, but he's full clearing sea. There's no way, knowing he still needs to find the chime, he's not going to check all these incentive locations and then check sea once he finds the oxyale.
Yeah, if he finds the oxyale. If it's available to him. If that's not available to him, that'll help him a lot. As he talks to the elf doctor, he awakens the prince. He'll be able to pick up his slab, which will turn into the canoe. He's on that quest. Crabcakes re-enters Castle of Ordeal. Once again, 3 items still out there. 2 of them required. The oxyale and the cube. The opal bracelet is out there as well. Crabcakes hits a whammy pillar. Heads back to the beginning. Uses warp. Starting to learn the pillar maze that is shuffled. 1 loose item still out there. Crabcakes has 2 of them. ShadowWalker has 1. And the one that he does not have, it's going to be a while.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's one of those things, right now, ShadowWalker's best case scenario is the oxyale is somewhere in the floating fortress, and the cube and the opal bracelet are our last 2 incentive items. Because that will force him back into Earth Cave, which is what he needs to have happen right now. If he does get forced back into Earth Cave relatively soon, though, this is not out of reach. Crabcake still has to go back to Volcano. And yeah, that's only a 2-minute dive, but so is getting down to where the chime is.
ShadowWalker picks up his canoe just past the 57-minute mark. He'll head towards Castle of Ordeal and the waterfall.
Crabcakes finds a gold Cheerio. Or a honey nut Cheerio, as people like to say.
Crabcakes has cleared out Castle of Ordeal except for the incentivized chest, and it is the oxyale.
And that is the worst case scenario for ShadowWalker. That means that he's going to be able to clear all of sea before going back to Earth.
Yeah, and ShadowWalker may make a mermaid dive that Crabcakes may avoid.
CC finishes off Castle of Ordeal. She uses exit instead of walking. That's a veteran move from the mastermind. Burns off an encounter, and she's out of there. She will now head towards the dwarf cave to turn in that TNT. That will tell us a lot about how this game is going to go. Whether or not that is the incentivized opal bracelet or the incentivized required cube.
And Humpy McSaddles wants to see an Uber Kraken and Topher. I'm pretty sure you'll get your wish, because he's always Uber.
Nah, sometimes he's a glass cannon, and it's up to the other fiends to make up the difference.
So
My personal favorite.
Gonna check these lock chests too. I'm calling Mazza right now.
Oh no.
Go mode has
no.
been established for the Mastermind Crabcakes at the 59-minute mark. That is bad news for the Panther ShadowWalker on the right side of your screen. Crabcakes now has a stranglehold on this match and a clear path to not only the Dragon Armor, but a path to the title of the champion for the 2019 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. She's going to have to get through a few other things first, though. We have a required Warmech. We'll have a special guest for that. We'll bring that to you in just a little bit. She's gonna get through a couple more fiends as well, and then Wout, it's the Temple of Fiends Revisited, where anything can happen.
Absolutely. It's one of those things. Lich 2 can play a gatekeeper role if the cards fall right. It ain't gonna happen, but it could.
The Phantom can play the gatekeeper too. We have seen that. I think Crabcakes now is digging out. She wants a better sword. Wants a better endgame weapon to go out with.
ShadowWalker making his way towards the Castle of Ordeal. It is required, he does have to do this, but it could potentially, as Wout has explained, lead him in the wrong direction because it is the required Oxiale. Crabcakes does some more shopping. She's got Ruse on that night now, I believe. If not, she'll get it soon. She jumps back in her airship. Where is she going to go? I believe it's going to be the Gurgu Volcano to get revenge on Carrie.
Yeah, so right now, chat is engaged in some deep discussion over possible scenarios that can even things up in Topher. And one big one is Crabcakes only has one ribbon. Shadow has two. And there's a decent chance that if Shadow digs out chests that Crabcakes won't touch, he finds the ribbon and probably the Mazza. And it's one of those things that can come into play once you get down to the Kraken Tiamat Chaos layer.
Crabcakes knows the contents of all these chests. She knows there's a Sun Sword. That's about it, other than I think it was a Wizard Staff as well. She doesn't want it. She's just blazing, literally, through the fires of the Gurgu Volcano on her way to get revenge on Carrie, who took her out earlier in this match.
There's no reason for her to pick up the Sun Sword at this point. She's got all the firepower she needs on the Red Mage, and the Fighter and the Ninja. She's got defense on the Knight. If she doesn't find anything else, that's about as good as finding the Sun Sword anyway. So, there's no reason to go that far out of her way for a Sun Sword.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably just gonna check Greed Chest now and hope, get lucky, get a Mazmoon or the Excal or something like that. Or the Vorpal even.
The crowd is continuing to grow here live on Speed Gaming. This is for
Looks like,
everything. For the entire title.
Looks like Crabcakes got her revenge in a massive way.
Carrie 2 is gone. It's another orb for Crabcakes. ShadowWalker with 2 orbs now leaves Castle of Ordeal. He does not, well, he doesn't have exit, I don't think. Crabcakes re-enters the Mirage Tower. She was here earlier and cleared out the first 2 floors. She's going to use that cube and head directly to the floating fortress.
Yeah, she's probably just gonna check the Greed Chests and head straight for Tiamat. But there is a roadblock in the way. More of a pothole, we'll say.
Now, she could actually dig out chests up here. This is not an uncommon play, and it's one I've seen Crabcakes do before, where you just go through the chest not because you're necessarily looking for something, but because it's a good reason to pick up experience that you desperately need, while also potentially getting something you want.
ShadowWalker's turning in his dynamite to Narek. Narek is about to hand over the cube to ShadowWalker. That's the good news. That he can't use it. The bad news is we believe that he's going to enter the Sea Shrine after this. Could there be an advantage to that? We just don't know. He will pick up his dragon armor momentarily. As Crabcakes runs into the blue dragon, tries to take it, says, I'm out of here. She's now up in the air in the floating fortress.
Yeah, at this point, ShadowWalker needs a Galaxy Brain play to get back in this.
ShadowWalker heads back towards Canaria Castle and the keylock chests here. There's 6 of them. Crabcakes continues to rage. She finds a wooden shield. Veteran move again from the Mastermind. She uses Warp. Saving steps. Crabcakes entered go mode at the 57-minute mark, I believe it was. Still looking for a weapon. Canuck told you about that. Potentially the game changer, the Vorpal. Most players, including Canuck yourself, you prefer the Masmode weapon.
I do, but like I've always said, the Vorpal does have its uses, and if I can't find a Masmode and have Vorpal, I will go on it. But I have to bust your chops about it a little, since you're so pro Vorpal.
Alright, ShadowWalker's still in the vicinity of Earth Cave, checking the rest of these keylock chests. There is that tiny sliver of hope. He just goes ahead and says, well, if I'm clearing out all these other boxes anyway, I might as well go ahead and go poke Earth real quick.
Maybe.
I hate to say it, but I can see him doing C, and then I can see him then go into Earth, if he remembers he missed those chests.
ShadowWalker is leaving. He's headed towards...
I said it was a tiny sliver of a chance, Canuck. It was basically the 3 and 256 of plays, okay?
ShadowWalker's heading to the old Lefane. This is Onrak.
That's Onrak. No, he's going C.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna do a mermaid dive and everything else, so this is really gonna hurt him. This could be the end-all, be-all of it.
Crabcakes extends her lead without even knowing it. Then she goes through the star room, or the spider room that we call it. Still without a probable desired weapon. I know Crabcakes is not a fan of the Vorpal. She is a Masmode girl. That's her preferred endgame weapon. Does she check chests on this floor? She does. She's headed towards the big dents. There's 6 over here on the right side. Once she's done checking this, she will use the warp spell and warp back to save steps and time. There's a heal pot. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just a mage staff and 2,000 gold. There's the warp spell, maybe. Let's see. Drops a stick in the iron stick. Picks up the mage staff, uses the warp, goes back, and goes to the 4 chests to the north. We have our special guest starting to warm up right now. Warmek is required. Your Bless RNGs will be answered, fans. He will be guarding the Chamber of Tiamat. There's crack from the sentry! Hans is gone! The sentry has taken it down, Crabcake. She's down to Rudy. The sentry's starting to pound into Rudy. He's down to 223. She's got to run away. He can't run this crack again. Crack misses. That's the only ribbon she's got. Sentry pounds her for 100, but Crabcake gets away. That's a red wizard, right?
Yeah, Rudy's got life, so Crabcakes is not in too deep trouble, except that that's also her temper stacks. So that's what we were talking about before. Crabcakes has 1 ribbon, and I don't believe we've seen Wall, I don't believe we've seen A-Rub. So, if Temple of Fiends Revisited turns out to be very aggressive with these instant kill and debuffing spells, that could give ShadowWalker the chance he needs to get back in there.
And Runnable Wizard say, hey, Crabcake's closing in on the Bridge of Destiny. Fans, if you want to let us know, we'll try to get it on air. Something that you might think that the Death Machine himself, Warmek, might say. If you want to go ahead and type it out in our chat right here live on Speed Gaming, go ahead and give it to us. My favorite is no disassemble, if you know where that came from. We will try to get it on air for you with our special guest who is tuning up his vocal cords as we speak, and Crabcakes is getting ambushed by Airs just steps away from the Bridge of Destiny. Nuke from Bill taking out the seafood party platter. ShadowWalker trying to get through here, checking more chests, trying to find that loose chime. That's the only item that he's missing. The opal bracelet is also loose somewhere. As he continues the search for that chime to try and enter go mode. Crabcake's taking on some nachos. That strike from the katana is enough to terminate the second one. 3,000 HP and another level for Hans. Wow, lots of encounters, Canuck. Wow, look at this.
Yeah, but this is good. These encounters are high in experience, and it's going to give Crabcakes the level she needs. Because right now, she's only at level 19. And without a good sword, like the Mazza or something, you're going to need a little higher levels if you want to get through the defense of some of these fiends.
ShadowWalker's going to check a single chest over here on the Sharknado floor. That was named by Trenton GL, one of our leaders in Final Fantasy Randomizer. Thank you for being you and everything that you do for Final Fantasy. Double Fighter encounter here. Great experience. They're sometimes hard to hit, though, and they are unrunnable.
Yeah, this could eat up a spell or two. But luckily, they don't normally have much HP, and well, he does have the black shirt, so.
Vans, our special guest, is ready and itching. I can see him itching. We're going to bring him in right after this air encounter. He sees everything that you're saying. As we are about to take on the required death machine at 1 hour and 10 minutes. Very soon, as ShadowWalker closes in on his third orb, he's checking the Sharknado room itself. He finds that loose opal bracelet. And here we go. Crabcakes is healing up for the fight with the death machine. Take it away, Cyclone GU! Maybe not.
A little bit early, Will.
Not quite yet. Cyclone, can you hear us?
Yes.
Take it away.
I was waiting for the encounter to be queued. I think it actually said something about bite something, but I'm Hans. You're Franz. Let us dance.
Nuke off the start!
Crabcakes is in trouble. There's Bane! Poison smoke hits Rudy. She's down to the night.
Did Rudy get the fast off in time?
No, Rudy did not.
Quad X misses. 4 hits, 4 damage. Crabcakes is in big trouble. She goes directly to the power gauntlet. Wormick misses. Wormick misses again. Crabcakes casting Saber on herself, trying to make herself stronger. She's got no clear. Wormick is radioactive. And Crabcakes is down to 1D at 64 HP. Only 3 hits. It's not going to get it done. She's going to try to fight back 70 damage. Fire 3. She's down to 23 HP. This is huge. Tintex only 1 damage. Wormick is toying with Crabcakes right now. She's thinking about, she's going to go to Bane. She's going to try to fire Bane into Wormick. Ineffective. Another Bane shot. No. Fire 3 and Crabcakes perishes to the death machine.
Crabcakes hurting back. She's going to see.
Wormick had every possible death spell you could have.
I am the true champion. Desist now.
And
Wormick won that round.
And Crabcakes with 1 ribbon. Wormick is going to be tough.
Question chat, does CC think she's way behind now? I don't know about way behind, but she knows that she's now had to do 2 fiend fights over again. Sorry about that, folks. I was trying not to sneeze on y'all. But yeah, no. CC has now lost 2 dungeons of XP progress. Oh, that's the problem now.
Yeah, I mean, she's got the knowledge of where some things were, but that's 2 parishes deep in dungeons. Cyclone, I think you're still with us. You've been in Final Fantasy Randomizer this entire tournament helping us out. If you've perished to 2 essential fiends deep in dungeons, how are you feeling?
I would not be feeling top of the world right now. That's the easy way to put that. Crabcakes taking 2 deaths like that right at the end of the dungeon in both cases. Of course, this wasn't on Tiamat directly, but on Wormick. I would be raging right now. I would probably be on tilt at this point.
Okay, pointing something out. Crabcakes went to mermaids first. ShadowWalker's not going to lose a lot of time going and checking mermaids now.
It's a ribbon.
It's
a ribbon in the mermaids.
This may be what evens them up. If Crabcakes had just go-moded Kraken and then headed back to deal with Wormick and Tiamat, then I could see her still having an advantage. But taking the time to do this, I think that evens things up a little bit.
I don't think it does, because ShadowWalker still has to get that chime.
Yeah, but where else can he go now? Once he clears out mermaids and the floor above it, Earth's all he's got left.
Yeah, he's running out of options. That's a good thing.
Ooh, and we got the Excal sighting. And also something of note, Shadow has 3 orbs to CC's 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. CC's still got to go dive Kraken, and that's a bunch of forced unrunnables that she's got to go through. Shadow's already done that. Once he clears out mermaids, he's got 4 chests on the floor above to go through, and then he knows he's got to go back to Earth and hit those 4 to 5 chests he skipped. So this is still an even... That death to Wormick has evened this matchup, I'm pretty sure.
You didn't think we'd have a blowout in Final Fantasy Randomizer in the finals, did you? Two elite players going at it, fighting for the title. You know both of them want it, Canuck. We wanted it. You wanted it. We talked about it. I want it. Whoa. I don't know about you, but they all want it, and they want it so much.
I mean, I'm going to tell you this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's called ZaRNG.
Team Scrub wants it all.
Angry Canuck, of course, referring to Team Scrub. They are partners here. Wout and Angry Canuck are partners. That is their team name for co-op. Final Fantasy Randomizer co-op. Teams of 2 in a 16-team tournament. We're doing the reveal show tonight, actually. It's going to be on the Enforcers channel. Twitch.tv/Falconic_FF. Where all players and teams will learn their first round matchup later on tonight.
Right. Anyway, though, Crab Cakes, I believe, is now... Yeah, she is on her way to Kraken, making pretty decent time, all things considered. I think that Excal and that second ribbon were sufficient for her to feel like she doesn't need to keep digging. ShadowWalker, I believe, only has the chest north of TFC and TFC itself, and then he has to go back to Earth. That's the only option he's got left.
And we found our Opal Cheerio. So right now, Crab Cakes is good weapon and armor-wise. So I'm not quite sure if she's gonna dig out anything else.
Having seen that Warmech, Walt, is Excalibur enough at this point?
I would say so. I think it's got enough killing power. If she can get that fast off, which she now knows she needs to get that fast off first thing, I wouldn't be surprised if we see double fast strats coming out in that first round. She can power bonk it up if she needs to, but she can get enough hits out of that Excal to finish off Warmech. Yeah. The big thing I think right now in terms of ShadowWalker's position relative to Crab Cakes, ShadowWalker already has the experience he wants. His knight is sitting in the, I think, early to mid-20s already. And his ninja's not too far behind. His black mage is kind of the weak link, but he doesn't really need that black mage to make that knight dangerous. So he's going to probably not do too much digging in Sky once he finds that chime, because the fights he takes on the way will be enough. Did he skip Hairpin?
I don't recall. He may have. I don't know if either of them checked Hairpin, to be honest.
Crab Cakes checked Hairpin, it was nothing.
I think it is
But
Hairpin,
yeah. Okay, so he's going to check these, like, handful of chests he must have skipped the first time through, and then he's going to Earth.
Yeah, this would
We're going to get this man to Earth eventually.
Yeah, this is going to lead him to Earth after this. He's not going to see this. He's going to hit the reset button immediately. No, he's not. He's got a couple more to check. I think he skipped the one on the right, too, at least.
As long as he remembers, it's been a long time since he's been to Earth.
Usually, though, if you skip chests like that, you meant to. Like, you're not going to forget you skipped those chests because you skipped those chests on purpose. Like,
a nuke from the ninja and Crab Cakes takes out the sea snakes.
Like, ShadowWalker is way better than me, and I even remember when I've skipped chests.
I guess that makes me pretty bad, because I usually forget when I skip chests.
ShadowWalker has left the Gurgu Volcano. He now knows that it's clear. He is headed directly west and a little bit north. He is going to the Earth Cave, to the 3 chests that he skipped and potentially the 4th one. But he's not going to need to get to that 4th one. He's on the right track. He is about to enter Go Mode. Crab Cakes is about to light her 3rd orb. She's about to take on the Fiend of Water, Kraken.
This is going to be a foot race through Sky.
It might be.
No, it's absolutely going to be. Like, Crab Cakes already knows what's in all the chests. ShadowWalker's probably going to stop and check a few easy chests along the way, pick up a little more experience on that Black Mage. They may hit Warmech at the same time.
Crab Cakes fires a nuke into Kraken. It hits for 177. There's a hold. It hits on the ninja. That's why he's there. The Excalibur! 8 hits, 716 damage. Seafood is done. Orb 3 for Crab Cakes as ShadowWalker picks up his chime. He's in Go Mode. 1 hour, 19 minutes and change. He's got it. He's kicking himself. And he's on his way to the Barrage Tower. As Crabcakes is on her way to the airship, she's going to the Mirage Tower.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you don't ever count anyone out in Final Fantasy Randomizer. Ever.
Canuck, CC was in go mode 23 minutes before ShadowWalker. Now ShadowWalker has the advantage. He's got 3 ribbons. He's into the final dungeon on his way to his 4th orb 30 or 40 seconds before the Mastermind.
Yeah, this is quite the turn of events here. And I believe ShadowWalker will have an easier time with the War Mech. He's got more levels, he's got the weapons. But, War Mech still could be tough.
ShadowWalker's made it to the Blue Dragon trap tile. Go ahead, Wout.
I was going to say, War Mech is going to be an obstacle. Like I said, though, Crabcakes, she knows there's nothing in any of these chests that she cares about. She's found everything she needs. ShadowWalker is at least probably going to divert for the 4 greed chests before you get to Teleporter Floor. That will probably give Crabcakes the opportunity to... Oh, ShadowWalker resetting out. I didn't see what happened.
What happened? Danny?
Bill took a 300-point shot to the teeth, and it just didn't work out.
Both runners wanted this. They agreed to having forced War Mech. It was proposed. They said, yes, bring it on. Crabcakes may wish that she didn't have that at this point. It was the Blue Dragon, I believe, that got ShadowWalker, we're being told. Thank you, Lyra.
Yeah, the Blue Dragon hit Bill for 270-some, and then it went on a rampage on Jack, and just got out of hand.
Well, either way, Crabcake's stopping to check chests. She is at level 19, I believe, on her Light Warriors right now.
She skipped this on her first way through. She's still looking for a weapon. I've got to think it's the weapon. You know, white shirt, sure, that would be great. But now ShadowWalker has entered the floating fortress for the first time. But he feels behind. Demon Frog just said it live in the chat. He feels behind. Does he ever? And there's the Game Changer. Has been located. It's in the Star Room on the west side. We'll see if Crabcakes goes back for that or if she wants to go with the Legendary Excalibur.
You gotta double back.
Because if you come across a Fiend and Topher that the Excal can't handle, I mean, you can't leave the Vorpal sitting there. As much as I'm not a fan of it, you can't leave it sit.
But the couple of fights she's taking right here, and this is what I was saying, the experience she still needs is going to give ShadowWalker a chance to pull ahead of her. She is coming back for the Vorpal, though.
She's going to keep that in her back pocket. That allows ShadowWalker to pass CC now. He's closing in on the Bridge of Destiny. Crabcakes has already been here. She was here 15 or so minutes ago, and she perished to the death machine. We're going to bring back our special guest for when ShadowWalker gets there. But right now, what a turn of events. ShadowWalker has taken an ever so slight lead.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't know what step cycle either of them are on. It's entirely possible that CC could pull ahead, of Shadow come the Bridge of Destiny.
Yeah, this is anybody's game right now.
Yeah, Crabcakes had all those encounters on the Bridge of Destiny and, like, right by the teleporters. ShadowWalker's starting to hit that right now. Crabcakes is just getting through that big cluster of encounters right now.
Yeah, but with the lower encounter rate of the Bridge of Destiny floors, she's going to see less fights if that's where she is in the step count.
CC bypassing the chest that she already already saw. She moves the Power Gauntlet to Hans, her knight. ShadowWalker is on the Bridge of Destiny, fires a nuke. It's going to take out the sorcerers, most of them, and the Mudgall.
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if we see Vorpal strats on CC's side come War Mech.
CC's on the Bridge of Destiny. ShadowWalker's on the bridge. They're holding hands. They're in the same fight. I'm literally step for step.
I'm telling you, they're going to meet War Mech at about the same time. This is going to be a dead heat going into War Mech.
Welcome to Final Fantasy Randomizer, fans. The fan favorite Wout, 100% true Canadian. Final Fantasy Randomizer through his blood. He is the Angry Canuck. I am the infectious, smoke-talking Wukleosis. Thank you for joining us. Look at this. 2 great players. Crabcakes healing up. She knows the danger that War Mech poses. ShadowWalker makes it. Now he's starting to heal up for War Mech. Look at both players going through their menu. They know this is a potential roadblock. Crabcake's preparing and moving her light warriors around. The ninja at the top. Now she's dancing, ninja dancing. Crabcakes pulls it. It's Warbeck against Crabcakes and ShadowWalker against Warbeck.
Whoever defeats me first could win.
I'm honestly too flabbergasted at the moment.
I don't know what to say.
Oh no! That nuke
ShadowWalker!
took out ShadowWalker's knight.
ShadowWalker's
He
knight
is
down.
in deep
no
trouble,
clear.
and he takes a wipe.
ShadowWalker perishes to Warbeck at 1 hour 25 minutes. Crabcakes is down to 2 warriors. 306 from the Excalibur. Oh, Warbeck bashes Hans. Hans is down on 1 knee. Another shot at nuke for 200. Ink the dark hits, but the Excalibur for 677 and Crabcakes takes out the death machine.
And there's the level she needs.
Very true. However, ShadowWalker now knows what to expect out of this Warmech. He is not going to be too far behind.
Crabcakes pulls Tiamat, trying to light her 4th orb. Tiamat opens up with fast after initiative. Crabcakes has a fast too. She fasts her knight. She moves on with the defense sword. She's got to make it through this. ShadowWalker also perished to Warmech. He's already 2 floors away from the death machine again. 1 hour 26 minutes as we close in on the 90-minute mark. Temper coming out from Crabcakes, making the weapon stronger for Hans. It is the legendary Excalibur. All offense now from CC. A nuke hits for 320 and dispatches a Tiamat. Level 25 for Crabcakes and the 4th orb at 1 hour 26 minutes.
And in chat, we have a little question here from Enlightening. I can't say the end of the name, I guess. I got in trouble last time. Yeah, if Warmech had all those, that means the Fiends and Topher won't, but I believe there is more nuclears to go around.
I believe it's 3 nuclears and 3 nukes, or is it 3 nuclears and 2 nukes?
It's actually, there's 3 nukes in the pool. 2 from Lich, 1 from Chaos in that pool, and 4 nuclears. They all come from Warmech. So we've got a nuke out, there's 2 left, and we've got a nuclear out that we know of. And so there's 3 left of that. There's also, Cure 4, Slow 2, Swirl, Tornado, and all this other stuff that can do a whole ton of damage.
Yeah, I believe each of the nuclears and nukes was taken out of the vanilla pool by the devs to, make it slightly more bearable. Slightly.
And we have a fella in chat. Tweak, how are you, buddy? Bonjour.
1 hour,
What am I,
27
Z2, buddy?
minutes, and 30 seconds. Crabcakes has entered the ultimate final dungeon. It's the Temple of Fiends Revisited. She's 2,000 years in the past. She's our first player to get there. She is on a mission to win this title as ShadowWalker is about to initiate the fight with Warmech. Give it to us, Cyclone.
This is your last chance.
No, from Warbeck. ShadowWalker has to reset. There's the white shirt in the validation chest.
Wow. I guess a big question here now is, do you actually check the chests on Carrie 2's floor? Maybe hope
What?
for that Mazmoon?
Maybe for the Mazmoon, you think?
It's not the worst. But yeah, Shadow definitely in a precarious position right now, trying to get past this Warmech. But here's the thing. He's still only a wipe behind. What did Crabcakes reset out for?
She exited to heal up. I think she got a level, and she got the white shirt. She did this last game as well. She re-enters 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think she wanted to risk losing that white shirt.
Classic Gamer 76 in chats pointing out maybe the Mazmoon was in that one Earth chest. Could have been. Could be in the Mazmoon chest itself from the original game.
Could be in the 2 Carrie chests.
I mean, those are, I think, just about the only places left. Let's be realistic here. It could also be in the 3rd carry chest that no one ever remembers.
So we're probably not going to see the best sword in the game tonight. So they're going to be forced to go through with the Excalibur Vorpal.
Crabcakes closing in on the Earth floor. The encounter table picks up on this floor. The threshold number changes to 10. It goes up 1 threshold number each floor after this. And she hits the earth, so she's going to take the fight. I wasn't sure if it was unrunnable or not. No, it was runnable. And ShadowWalker closes back in on the blue dragon. Right now, this is Crab Cake's game to win. And her title is right in the palm of her hands if she can grasp it. She's got a white shirt. She's got 2 ribbons, a power gauntlet, the legendary Excalibur, and the Vorpal to try and get this done, as well as Ruse on the Knight.
Canuck, I just... Go ahead.
Nope, you go ahead, Whoa.
I was going to say, I just realized something terrible. If Crab Cakes wins this, Will and Falconic are going to be insufferable for, like, until the next big tournament.
And that's any different than any other day when?
You know, you make a fair point on this one.
This is the team. This is Team Scrub. Okay, they're a team, fans. They're working together. Because I am a team with Falconic FF. He is the enforcer. I am the Dragon Slayer. We are the game changers in co-op. Final Fantasy Randomizer as Crab Cakes. Dispatches of Lich. 3 Light Warriors still standing. 3 Light Warriors standing for ShadowWalker. As he's working on trying to find something here. Along with some fights in the Floating Fortress. Those Agamas with the sleep and heal. And I think it was toxic as well.
This
Alright.
is just too good.
Here's Carry 2. Carry 2 is the first fiend that can just utterly wreck you for no good reason. Like, she might go down super quick, or she just might murder you.
Initiation with the fast. Gets the fast off, and then the Excalibur strikes for 49. Followed up by a nuke for 336. We're not even going to see it. We will have no idea what she has at this point in time, because Crab Cakes dispatches a Carry 2. She's onto the water floor, and she gets ambushed by the waters. They can bash you.
And now we have the first official gatekeeper. Will Kraken be swinging? Will he be swinging his shillelagh, or will he be casting spell?
Crab Cakes hugging the wall and the doors so as not to increment the step counter. However, she runs into a large pack of unrunnables. The lobsters start to strike. They rolled a couple hits, but don't hit too hard. ShadowWalker runs into some Manticores. He's down to 2 Light Warriors. It's Ted and Jack. Ted has carried his entire Light Warrior team the whole way. We are past the 90-minute mark now. Crab Cakes has perished twice, deep in dungeon. She's gotta not feel comfortable.
I actually have to say that I believe the Red Mage is really what gave Crab Cakes the advantage.
Oh, absolutely. Having the ability to bring that life into play saved Crab Cakes on a couple of occasions.
Red Mage, best mage, remember? Pew pew!
There's another unrunnable seafood party pack for Crab Cakes. Gonna slow her down a little bit. Does this make the nerves go up with those 2 times that she perished? Both players feel behind. I feel pretty comfortable saying that ShadowWalker is about to pick up his game changer. He steps away from the chest on the west side of the 2. That will give him an endgame weapon that he is comfortable using. As Crab Cakes pulls into the hallway of Kraken 2, she immediately pauses, moves around the white shirt, goes to the magic and uses life. She will bring up all 4 warriors. Does Kraken 2 have in store for Crab Cakes what Carry 1 and Warmech did? She leaves the knight in the top and starts with the defense sword. She's going to try to get off a fast as well. It's going through, trying to counter stuff. There's stop. Stop, and it hits the ninja. I think that was the fast caster.
It
she
was.
Gets the temper off. Was it? Okay, she gets some evasion off as well. There's the Vorpal for ShadowWalker. More evasion for Crab Cakes as Kraken 2 stands in her way. Hans strikes. This is big. 2 hits, 85 damage from the legendary Excalibur. That's information. Oh, 1 hit for 78 damage into Hans from Kraken 2. A nuke for 246. And a strike from Crab Cakes again. 502 after 5 hits. It critted. Critical hits from the Excalibur, making it happen. Crab Cakes starting to dig into Kraken 2 now. More evasion. She's going to try to get that. She does not want Kraken 2 to reach out and touch her. Doesn't matter. As the Excalibur dispatches a Kraken 2, that's a huge hurdle, Canuck.
Yeah, that's the big one right there. But Tiamat can hurt you as well.
Meanwhile,
I've seen Tiamat slap people around pretty good.
ShadowWalker's still digging. He found the Vorpal. He just wanted to check that last left side chest before leaving.
Tiamat 2 now. It's the last
That
of the
means
Fate
got nobody
refights.
left alive.
Defense sword for Crabcakes casts the ruse as well as a white shirt. Good initiative for CC. ShadowWalker is going back to Provoca to get more spells for his knight. Teammate opens up with Fire 2. Not going to do too much damage to the Mastermind quite yet. As we move on to round 2, ShadowWalker has brought back all his light warriors. CC gets a temper off. There's 3 hits from Tiamat. She went after Rudy, the life caster. Rudy survives. Fires off another temper. We'll see if Crabcakes tries to protect Rudy. 2 hits for 136. You see that pause and that hesitation from Crabcakes. She's trying to decide how it is that she's going to attack this when she saw the low damage roll. Here's another roll. 140 damage after 1 hit. That is not good for CC. She took a good look at that. We'll see what else she does to try and adjust. A temper goes off, and she also fires a nuke for $170. There's Inferno! Inferno Fire Elemental gets through it! Rudy's down to 69 HP! Rudy must survive! Rudy must survive this fight! Nuke for 118. Another nuke from CC. 322. It hits hard. What about the Excalibur for 168? No. Fire 3. Fire 3. 49. 20 HP left on Rudy. He's the one with the life. He's the one with the life. Must survive if she wants a better shot at this. Look at her go through. She's going to try to cure something. What do I have? She's going to try to kill Tiamat. Ice 3 for 43. She gets a break with the Ink skill. The Ink skill misses. Nuke from CC. 136 and it's good. Rudy survives with 20 HP. She can now go to her menu and get all her light warriors back to try to take on Chaos at 1 hour as we get past the 1 hour 36 minute mark.
Okay, Will, breathe. You have a second.
For the title of 2019 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament Champion, it's Crabcakes against Chaos momentarily. Can she do this? She does not have her preferred endgame weapon. She's got defenses, she's got armor, and she's got all the opportunity in the world. Only one fiend stands in her way from the title of champion. She rearranges her party. She knows her opponent has not finished. Crabcakes Chaos, 1 hour 36 minutes and 30 seconds. She's gonna go for the fast on Hans. She's going to get the defense sword up as well. It's a similar strategy. Initiative with the defense, and the fast is off. And another white shirt from Crabcakes. She's put the ninja up to sacrifice. Temper gets off. Chaos has Cure 4. At least it's in the beginning. If this is a spell-happy Chaos, look out, fans.
And she did not switch to the Vorpal.
She's going to fast the ninja. 206, and the top ninja's gone. That was after a little bit of evasion. She's now moving to the power gauntlet for Hans. She's gonna fire Quake. Damage poison from Chaos comes out. Oh, and that ninja's hurting down to 148. More evasion. The knight is still standing strong though. Quake from Crabcakes is ineffective. We move on to another round. ShadowWalker's closing in, trying to light his 4th orb. The Vorpal Blade. 1200 damage from the Game Changer. Crabcakes assumes control of this match. Fires Quake again! It's ineffective! Is this the round? Does this give Crabcakes the title for the Game Changer? 1200 damage is not enough quite yet! Chaos is still standing, and he's fighting back with the Lightning 2! The ninja's down to 1 knee, but all it will be is a Vorpal! There it is! Hans! 1300 damage! We have a champion! Congratulations, Crabcakes! Zoe, you are the 2019 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament champion!
Great, now we gotta live with Falconic and Will.
Like you said, we had to live with them anyway. But yeah, GG to Crabcakes. I know a lot of you have that GG emote right now. Let's see it out in chat.
She earned it, guys. Everyone in this community knows how much she earned it. ShadowWalker knows that she is done. Bane from Warmech and a power gauntlet from ShadowWalker. He's going to try to at least take out Warmech. At the very least, he's going to finish this. Weapon became enhanced from the Saber spell. Warmech misses ShadowWalker. ShadowWalker continues to attack. That's 641. One more hit should do it. Warmech tries to exile ShadowWalker. He says, no, eat this instead. And Warmech goes down in a whole bunch of levels for the Knight of ShadowWalker.
Okay, Will, seriously, you are allowed to breathe now. I swear it'll be okay.
A lot of heart, a lot of passion. Love this game, guys. You know, we do.
Yes, Will, you have a lot of heart. I just don't want it to explode out of your chest.
Hey, but if it does, that's one less team we have to go through, Whoa.
Do you have, like, life insurance on me or something I don't know about?
Whoa, think about Team Scrub, buddy.
Can you guys stop trying to kill off the golden voice of Final Fantasy Randomizer? Especially when one of you is him? Anyway, Shadow is going ahead and clearing through Tiamat with a level 29 fighter. It's a speed bump. Let's be real here. But he has his 4th orb lit. He is going to go ahead and see this Topher out. So we know that until he gets to crack, really not even Kraken 2, it's really Tiamat 2 where he's probably going to start seeing trouble with that night where he is.
We can announce that Crabcakes has joined us here live on Speed Gaming and live on Twitch this June 16th, 2019 as the newly crowned champion and the representative of excellence in Final Fantasy Randomizer. Crabcakes does not join us for interviews, but she is here live with you, the fans. If you have any questions, ask away. And we can tell you that the first thing that the champion mastermind said when she came into the chat was a 6-letter term. Forkful. Congratulations, CC. Well done. Proud of you.
And I will point out that in the SRL channel, the first thing that Crabcake said after done was GG, followed by, yeah, he was a real jerk. I'll leave the chat to figure out who the he was there.
And looks like we have ShadowWalker into TOFR now. He is going to finish this out. Mad props to him for finishing out this seed.
I'd like to welcome a special guest, a man that does so much for this community, one of my idols. Welcome to the broadcast booth, Trenton.
Thank you, Will, and thank you to all of you who have contributed tonight. It's been a fantastic show. I, along with many others here on Speed Gaming, have been enjoying it. And I just wanted to take a moment, first of all, to congratulate Crabcakes for picking up the win. It was a well-fought, well-deserved win. The win-loss record, I don't think, really reflects how much Crabcakes was challenged throughout this tournament. There were plenty of these matches that were close along the way, and CC earned every single bit of this, and that's very worthy of congratulations. We had an incredible turnout for this tournament. Over 40 people entered, and I just want to thank everybody who did take that time, not only to sign up, but those who volunteered, because maybe they didn't know about it beforehand. We've gotten terrific support from our broadcast partners, and certainly want to thank each and every one of them. And I mean, we would be here all night if I were running through everybody's names, and I'm also terribly afraid I would forget someone. That's the only reason I don't go through all of that. But I hope everyone has enjoyed this tournament, this broadcast, and all the more we have to come as we'll continuously try and make things better. But a huge shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Introper. We don't thank him on every broadcast. He started this madness with Final Fantasy Randomizer. It was pretty close to 3 years ago today. I mean, we're not on the exact anniversary of Final Fantasy Randomizer, but boy, we are close. So I certainly want to take the time and tip the cap there because it is so well deserved. Thank you, Introper, and thank you everybody who has come in and joined the dev team since. Thanks for giving me the soapbox for a minute, and let's get back to watching ShadowWalker's run.
Thank you, everything you do. Trenton, thank you for what you do. We appreciate it. And the fans. Well, me and you were fans for a long time. We just hung out. We didn't do much of anything. We played the game casually because we love it. And we watch these broadcasts. Now we're able to do them. It's such an honor to do them. But we can't do it without the fans.
Absolutely not. It's one of those things like, you guys feed into the energy that Will Cleosis in particular throws off, that Canuck throws off, that I occasionally throw off. And so it's one of those things, without y'all watching, this would be basically a bunch of dorks yelling into the darkness. So, and it's one of those things, speaking of yelling into the darkness, if you haven't, joined the Final Fantasy Randomizer community on Discord, you should. Like, you could very easily be one of the folks who are up here having these ridiculous matches, or sitting in the booth, yelling out over them. And either way, you could just be here. That's the thing. It's a moment. you need to be in the moment. And speaking of the moment has come for ShadowWalker to get down to water floor. So let's go ahead and turn our attention back there, because we know Kraken 2 at least brought a little bit of fire. So while Crabcakes was clearing out those last couple of floors, ShadowWalker did bring Dead back up for that sky clear, and I think Dead stayed on his feet pretty much up until Warmech, so he at least has a little bit of meat on the bones of his ninjas.
Well said by all of you.
Yeah. What we do here in Final Fantasy Randomizer is we show respect to all players. We will give ShadowWalker his call, starting with Kraken 2, and he will get his moment. He's earned it. He came all the way through. He battled Crabcakes in the Swiss rounds. He beat her to chaos. But Crabcakes, the mastermind herself, was able to take out ShadowWalker in the Swiss rounds, set the tone, really, for the rest of the tournament. And then, of course, this great game 3, winner take all. But we will give you ShadowWalker's journey here and his moment. He's been great. He's incredible in the community. And we appreciate everything that he has done. He does know that he is not the champion. He has already congratulated Crabcakes behind the scenes. And he's going to try to finish this out. Wout Canuck, you want it? You want me to take it?
I'll give her a go.
Take it, Canuck. Remember, he's Canadian, and he's ours, fans.
Engage the Kraken. Going all out attack, all out on the Kraken, big shot. Bill's excellent adventure is over. Ted swings X-Cal, 5 hits, 375. Looks like Kraken's trying to stop them, no effect. Jack comes up with a nuke. We have 106. Ted another big swing with the X-Cal 3, it's 196. Kraken's saying, bring it, boys, bring it. Oh, no, Kraken's done. It's fun to be Canadian.
Alright, we've got a Kraken 2, Tia 2 fight coming up. And ShadowWalker is going to come into this with both guns blazing, not even bothering to fast, just going straight for the tempers. ShadowWalker is infamous for his 2 guns blazing approach. He's going to throw out a defense just to keep that knight alive. He does not have any life spells available. Deaths are permanent, so he needs to make sure that this knight stays alive because he needs that knight for chaos. Another round of defensing and tempering, and the Lightning 2 comes out. Inferno comes out in response, a swing of that Excalibur, and that's 403 damage to Tiamat 2. Nuke comes out from the Ninja, dealing another 191 damage. Another swing of the Excalibur, and Tia 2 is down. That level 30 Knight doing work, and we are on our way to Chaos, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe the infectious one, Will Cleosis, will get one more chance this tournament to yell out about Chaos.
All right, Will.
Have you caught your breath?
All yours.
It's a victory lap from the Panther. This is a nod to his opponent, and I saying, I loved this game. 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 30-some seconds. ShadowWalker is finally relaxed, and he's going to take on Chaos. We know Chaos has a ton of HP. He's also got some Lightning 2 spells as well. Rearranging his party, looks at his armor, a good long look at his armor. What weapon does he have, Canuck?
It looks like, I didn't really check, but I think he's on the X-Cal still.
Okay, we'll take a look, see if we can see it. ShadowWalker versus Chaos. As we look to close out the tournament, he gets initiative and gets the fast off into the night. Chaos attacks the Ninja. Round 2 after a defense sword in its ruse casting ability. He's going to use the temper. I think that's his last temper. There's the damage poison. It's a skill. But the 2 ribbons protect ShadowWalker for his 2 live light warriors. There's a temper weapon enhanced to the knight. There's a Bane sword from ShadowWalker, but it's ineffective. No poison smoke quite yet. There's the Cure 4 from Chaos. He cannot get back around to that. ShadowWalker now goes to the Power Gauntlet. Bane sword again. No, it's no good. It's ineffective. There's the Lightning 2. Chaos starting to use those spells. That Cure 4 will come back around. Bane! Ineffective again. There's the Lightning 2. Another spell. Tick, tick, tick. Power Gauntlet from ShadowWalker. Does he attack now? He does not. It's the Bane Sword again. It's ineffective. Another Power Gauntlet and Saber. Chaos attacks. The Ninja's gone. It's down to Ted. Ted Saber's up again. There's Tornado. It's a non-elemental attack. He's down to 431 HP. There's a nuke from Chaos. He's down to 91 HP. He's under attack with a Vorpal, 1489. Lightning 2, 69 HP. Chaos misses. 10 in the Vorpal. 1150 is not enough. 10 and the Vorpal. The game changer. 1725. Congratulations, ShadowWalker.
ShadowWalker has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 12 seconds, and with that, the official end of the Final Fantasy Randomizer 2019 Spring Tournament has arrived upon us. We're gonna get ShadowWalker here in the booth, like, now, and ShadowWalker, G freaking G.
Thank you. Boy, that Warmech, that was the real final boss.
Warmech's the real MVP.
I don't know, I feel like the Chime might have also had a claim on final bossitude.
Yeah.
Because, Crabcakes found the Chime, like, on her first trip to Earth Cave, which was about the same time you made your trip to Earth Cave.
She didn't skip it, huh?
She did not.
Funny thing is, that you guys were still pretty well even entering TOFR.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously she entered Topher before I did. I was fighting Warmech when she was dot dunning.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. She took a wipe on Warmech while you were cleaning up Kraken. Or no, I think she took a wipe on Warmech while you were cleaning out Mermaid Floor. No, it was Sorry. It was on Kraken. So she left and went and did Sea Shrine while you were realizing, oh yeah, my Chime is probably an Earth Cave. So you went and got your Chime, she kills Kraken, and then literally you two were neck and neck going into Sky, and you pulled your first Warmech at the exact same moment she pulled her second Warmech. And then it just came down to she had grabbed that Vorpal on her second trip up, and you hadn't, and I believe that made most of the difference.
Yeah. Man, I feel like I played that seed pretty well. Skipping chests is always a gamble. Kind of sucks that the Chime was one of the ones that I skipped. And then that Warmech just wrecking my day was icing on the cake.
ShadowWalker, Bucleosis, my friend.
Hey, Will.
You told me, we talked the other day, you said, Will, I'm playing to win. I think that you did that, and I think you played quite well, and I'm very proud of you. I'm proud to call you my friend, number one, personally, and I'm proud to call you one heck of a competitor. You said your goal, I believe, was top 4 in this tournament. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was. So,
Okay.
Obviously, accomplished that, and putting it to Game 3 in the Grand Championship doesn't get much better than that.
Thank you. Some hard numbers for you fans. It was, what do you call it, Canuck? Vroom, vroom, vroom?
Zoom, zoom, zoom!
Zoom, zoom, zoom. CC was in the air 3 minutes 45 seconds. ShadowWalker 4 minutes 40 seconds. Crabcakes perished to carry in the volcano. ShadowWalker had to solo a lot of Earth Cave. We've already talked about the Chime as well. Go mode was initiated by Crabcakes at the 57-minute mark. ShadowWalker 1 hour 20 minutes. However, ShadowWalker caught back up and actually passed Crabcakes at one point in the floating fortress. But Warmech happened. CC entered at 1 hour 27 minutes and 30 seconds, the final dungeon. ShadowWalker 1 hour 40 minutes and 50 seconds. Once again, congratulations to our winner, Crabcakes, and congratulations to you, ShadowWalker. I knew you were going to go far, and you were that close. You talked about your expectations. What's next for you with regards to this great game and ShadowWalker himself?
So at the same time, I'm going to kind of take it easy for a little bit. I went real hard in the spring tournament. Very happy with my performance, and I'm going to be in the co-op tournament. I'm going to be in the Honorac Summer Vacation, but I think I'm going to kind of take it easy a little bit and not push myself too hard. And I really want to get involved in a lot of the commentary and broadcast side of Honorac Summer Vacation. So those are going to be great events, and I hope that you guys are hype about them.
Oh, we're absolutely hyped. Just jump back though, Shadow. You did nothing wrong in the way you routed this seed. You got bitten by a couple of decisions to skip things that wound up being critical, but you made the best possible plays with the information you had. And until there's a spoiler log tournament for Final Fantasy Randomizer, there's nothing to be ashamed of in the way you played it.
Oh yeah, I'm overall very happy with how I played the seed. I mean, I felt like going against Crab Cakes, I had to take gambles. I had to skip some chests. I had to play it fast and loose, which is a big part of the reason why I didn't reset out of Earth when I lost my Black Mage diving Earth. I had a light axe, I had a black shirt, and I was like, all right, we're doing this.
I mean, honestly, I think it worked out for the best that you did that, because your knight your fighter / knight having those levels early on saved you a lot of time taking fights that Crab Cakes wound up taking. And that's honestly what gave you that chance going into Sky, was Crab Cakes was needing to take a few fights that you didn't.
Right now, fans, we'd like to welcome another special guest, founder of Final Fantasy Randomizer, the leader of Team Forple, which was very instrumental for both players finishing out this match. Welcome to the broadcast booth, and thank you for everything you do, Zardia.
Thank you, everyone. I certainly hope you enjoyed the tournament. I certainly hope you enjoyed this race today. And I'm going to be getting the screenshot for the poll right now, and we're going to be announcing the results.
Of course,
For the record, the Masmoon would have two-shotted Chaos, not 3, for the record.
We are talking, of course, about the bonus stream. It's a tradition. The first year we did it after the inaugural tournament, it was 4 Thieves. Last year we did it again, and that was 4 White Mages. This year, the poll's been out ever since the beginning, back in April. That was almost 2 months ago, basically. And Zardia is about to close the poll and give us the results. It will be 4 of 1 class. Can't be a thief, can't be a white mage. We're going to find out what that is very soon.
Indeed, I have it now. Before I announce the results, I want to express my congratulations to 1 Crab Cakes and 1 ShadowWalker for their amazing play during this tournament. Crab Cakes came in as a dark horse. Nobody really knew where she came from. Steamrolled the competition until ShadowWalker was able to overcome her with some incredible strategy, some incredible gambles in Game 2. And now she finds herself as the champion of this season. Congratulations, Crab Cakes. Congratulations, Shadow. Thank you. That's it, the results.
Yeah.
Which party will be forced for the FF1 Spring Tournament 2019 bonus stream? In 4th place with 20 votes, 4 fighters. In 3rd place with 36 votes, 4 red mages. In 2nd place with 78 votes, almost made a comeback at the end, 4 black mages.
Uh-oh.
And your winner for the first bonus party stream, 4 black belts with 93 votes. The viewers have spoken.
That's going to be a lot of fists flying right there.
That's what the fans want. Fans, that's what you're going to get. You've been voting all year. I put my vote in. My vote didn't win. But we'll certainly all be there for the bonus stream. And Zar, I do believe we've nailed down a date for that. Is that correct?
We have, yes. The date is still subject to change, as things can happen from time to time. But I believe we are centering in on the 24th.
Do we have the runners already?
That is something that we've discussed with our 2 players here that were in the finals. We wanted to certainly give them some time to prep for each other and go through that. I do believe both finalists will be invited as well. We've discussed, perhaps the great journeys throughout this tournament to be given the opportunity to play. St. Von Jester, the Tyrannexes. There's also the tradition of Will Bloodworth and all the soloing that he does and all the great work that he's done for Final Fantasy Randomizers. There's a lot of things that are still going into it. I also do believe one date that was thrown around, fans, is June 30th. It's a Sunday evening coming up as we start to pull into summer here. That also could be scheduled at that point in time. But once that does get scheduled, Wout, where can they go to find that out?
I believe that if someone would like to put !FF1 in chat, they can find everything they need to know about where they need to go to find out this stuff.
That's right. Our Discord. We've got a website as well for the tournament. FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. If you're interested in playing and seeing some of these crazy things that we do, there's also a link to the Discord on there.
And if you like what you see and you think, hey, I want to use my coding skills to come up with even more ludicrous things than a forced war mech town shuffle, magic shuffle, all that good stuff, we're always looking for more developers. Always.
And also, if you're scared to think that, you don't want to play it because you can't play it, if a drunken Canadian can play it, anybody can play it.
Seriously, Team Scrub is not us being humble, we're terrible.
Coming up in just a little bit over on the Enforcers channel, twitch.tv/Falconic_FF. It'll be at 10:15 Eastern Time. In about 10 minutes from now, give or take 5 minutes, will be the reveal of the pairings for the 16-team cooperative tournament that's coming up for Final Fantasy Randomizer. Go Team Game Changers! We're going to go ahead and...
Scrub.
We're going to go ahead and start to wrap things up here. It's the end of the tournament. We have crowned our champion, and it's been one heck of a tournament. It's been absolutely amazing. Hangry Canuck, everything you've done for us this entire tournament, absolutely outstanding. I thank you so much. Final thoughts, my friend.
Just the tournament's been awesome. I'm proud to be a part of it. Made a lot of good friends here, commentating with you and Wout. I mean, you guys, we've been here. I haven't been here from the start, but pretty close. And just like I said, it's an excellent community. People are helpful, willing to help. If you're really interested in the game, sign up. There's the Duckling program. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. I could be here all night, so I'm just going to shut up now.
The fan favorite, Wout.
I mean, this has just been awesome. And, Crab Cakes, I know you're not in the chat, in the booth with us, but if you've got any final thoughts, go ahead and lay them out in chat. Because obviously, for posterity, we want to hear what you've got to say. And I'm going to go ahead and just pass it over to ShadowWalker for his final thoughts on this whole thing.
More than anything, I want to tell everybody that's watching, if you are interested in Final Fantasy Randomizer, if you like the game, if you're thinking about running it, don't ever feel intimidated. Join the Discord, learn the game, play on your own, play it casually. If you feel like racing, then jump in and race. It has been almost exactly a year since my first race of this game, and it was, a week into me jumping into the community. So to go from never having raced before to getting second place against Crab Cakes of all people in this tournament, it's doable. We have a ton of great resources in the community. Moist Mogwai and the Duckling program, super great. There's a lot of helpful veterans that are willing to give you tips and tricks, and it's great. I absolutely love this game. I love this community, and definitely come join.
Final thoughts, Zardia. What a great tournament.
Indeed, we have seen unprecedented levels of gameplay, unprecedented levels from our volunteers, from our community. I think we saw an overwhelming amount of generosity today. I would like to send a big shout out to Ikbin Maya, Shaviesha, anyone that gifted subs to our viewers today. Thank you so much for your support. To hype the Brona stream really quick, I would like to say that we are still working on a date, and there are still some things that we worked out. We are testing flags currently. Now that we have the class, we can test these flags fully and ensure that we give everyone an optimal broadcast. And I wish to extend my gratitude to the entire Final Fantasy Randomizer staff. All of you have been a key component in the success we have found here and abroad. And thank you so much, Drum Borders, for coming in with those subs right now. So, just as a tournament administrator, I'm humbled and I'm honored by you all. Thank you so much.
Such a great tournament. Well, it's been amazing. The broadcast crew, the shows, the matches, everything from the beginning was amazing.
Yeah, and Crab Cakes has commented in chat, so for the sake of YouTube, let's just give her final thoughts a moment. I really appreciate the support from everyone. My goal was only top 8 when I joined, and people were predicting me to win from day 1, which was a huge confidence boost. And I love having people actually watch my stream now, so I have people to talk to during challenge seeds. This tournament was amazing, the flags were amazing, the matches were amazing. And that is your Final Fantasy Randomizer 2019 champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Will, I believe you had a couple of more thoughts to share, and then I believe we will send these fine people on their way.
Thank you to Speed Gaming, all your setup crew. Carito was with us for so long. Cyclone GU doing so much setup. He jumps in the commentary booth. He gave us all the Warmech. Fiesel as a leadership. Of course, Mr. Broadstone, Oasis, so many other names. Thank you to the crew and everything that you did. The newcomers, the Calebs, the Rumblefishes, and everybody. Thank you. It's unbelievable to be on, in my opinion, the best broadcast team in video gaming. Especially thanks to 3 trackers. Super Luigi, out of nowhere, saved the day so many times and had done such a great job tracking. Thank you, Super Luigi. Lyra, SRL, the Baroness, 1/3 of the Black Widow Brigade, doing commentary and doing so much tracking, always here, always available, and always so willing to help the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. Thank you, Baroness. And the leader, really, of the tracking department and leadership in the broadcast booth and helping everything just run smoothly, the all-star and the MVP of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Team Broadcast of the Year, Danny3883. Links are coming out in the chat right now. If you're interested, to go ahead and give her a follow and maybe say thank you, because without her, I don't know if we could have done this. She revolutionized and worked so hard to get all this going and makes all this tick. Thank you, Danielle. For ShadowWalker 227, our champion, the Mastermind Crabcakes, the Hangry Canuck, Wote, Zardia, Trenton, Falconic FF, Minochi 85, for everyone else, thank you to you, the fans. My name is Wicleosis. And remember, revive the power of the orbs.